Hi friends, welcome back. It's Audrey here. Today I'd like to talk about tea, and Rebecca's going to have a tea gathering in the Walker house. In 1840, the Duchess II, the Queen of England, decided that having tea in the middle of the day between the noon meal and usually the 8 o'clock evening meal would be a nice break. So here I'm making egg salad, and yes, they had mayonnaise in the 1840s, and they called it sandwich sauce. The tea sandwiches were meant to be small. They were supposed to be 2 bites only, and they always buttered the bread before they put the filling in, no matter what the filling was. Cucumber sandwiches were the most popular in the 1800s, and then came the egg salad, and of course today we have chicken salad, ham salad. The possibilities are endless. I made some homemade bread the other day so that my bread would resemble that of the 1800s. I always thought that when anybody has a tea party, you cut off the crust because it looked prettier and it was a presentation. But when I found out the history of why they cut off the crust, is because the Queen did not like the crust. So that is the history of why the crust is always off, and it's just stayed the same throughout the ages. I think having tea in the middle of the day is a wonderful idea, just to stop and have something little and to recharge yourself. Having tea can be just so fun. Have you ever hosted a tea gathering or tea party? When my girls were home, I had so much fun. I would have teas. One year I asked the guests to wear their favorite hat. Oh, it was so fun. And another year I asked them to bring their favorite mug. And one year for conversation starter, I asked how everybody met everybody, or how you all met me, the hostess. They're so fun. My sister would make a big urn of tea, and we would just giggle. One time, the boys actually went through a window outside so that they didn't have to be around all us girls. Wonderful memories of tea parties here at the house. The original tea sandwich shape was oblong. You would take the square and just cut it down the middle, and then the triangles came to be after that. In the early days, the ladies would love to have tea and tea parties, and I don't think it's changed much, but I think it was really fun for them. They could talk about things that they just didn't talk about in front of the men, and share their things that they all did the same. Actually, I read that some ladies' movements started over tea parties. Well, what do you think? Are you ready to have a tea party? They're really easy. You don't even have to cut your sandwiches and cut the crust off. You could just have a little sandwich and a little tea and a little conversation, and it would be a lot of fun. If you're going to have a tea, I suggest making scones. You could have scones and no sandwiches. I looked into the history of scones, and I believe they're Scottish, although I read they're from England, they're from Ireland, but it does derive from a Scottish name, so I do believe that they are from Scotland. They're also early. Oh my gosh, I think it's at 1500, the year 1500. And the secret to making scones is to keep everything cold. That way they'll just come out really nice. Many times, I just cut my butter up, I put it back in the fridge, and then later on, I'll put it in with the flours. I'm not going to go through this recipe step by step. I will put the recipe in the description on the channel. And this is what it looks like once it's blended. You just want your butter to be pea size, not too small. Sometimes you have to get your pastry blender in there twice and wipe the butter off and then go again, because you don't want your butter in too big of pieces, but you don't want them tiny either. Once your butter and flour are blended, you want to put in your dried fruit and then just mix that around and get the flour all around them, and that way they spread out better in your batter. And also the cream, I keep the cream in the refrigerator up to the minute before I actually put it into the bowl, because it's better if it's cold, also very cold, and you just make a well and you put your cream in. I use heavy cream. You could use whipping cream. It has a better fat content and it comes out better. And also for the almond extract, I use pure almond extract. I do not use almond flavoring. I noticed that it really does make a difference in the recipe. You want to do the batter just like blend it together until it's sort of not sticky, and then you want to knead it a little bit until you get all that flour up into the batter. I'm getting so excited to go up to the Walker house. So as soon as I'm done with these scones, we're going to go up there, and I can't wait to show you what Rebecca's doing. Well, once your flour is all absorbed into the batter, you're going to divide it into two. And this is what I really wanted to show you with the scones. I like to make an oval instead of a circle, and I'll show you here why. Now, if you make a circle, you would make two circles and you would cut them into triangles. But I like to make an oval because I like to make small scones. You'll get a lot more scones this way. If you make the circles, you can get 6 to 8, but you get a lot more doing it this way. You know, when I make cookies, I like to make small cookies too. I myself like a variety versus one real big one. So you're going to roll your dough out into an oval shape, about an inch thick. And then once you do that, and it's sort of floured on both sides, and make sure you flour your knife so it's easy to cut. Sometimes they stick in those cherries. Then I just cut it down the middle. and then I go back and forth making the triangles. Since it's February and Valentine's Day's coming up, I thought it would be fun to cut out hearts out of the dough. I wasn't sure, I've never done it before, I wasn't sure how they would come out, but I was really pleased with how they came out. Do you do anything special for Valentine's Day? I usually make the same meal. We don't go out to eat because it's just usually crazy, but I love making the same meal every year. It's just always been Dave's favorite. And I don't decorate the house a lot, but I do some. And this year, now that we have the new family room, I'm excited to decorate the mantle. Just keep it simple, but I have some ideas, and I'll share that all with you in the next video. The sandwiches are done. I'm going to pop these in the oven, and I'll meet you up at the Walker house. It is so cold outside, but the sun is shining through, and it's a great day to have tea. If you're new here, this is my great-great-great-grandparents' 1824 post and beam home. Jonathan and Rebecca got married in 1827. I'm going back in time to 1862 when Rebecca and Jonathan were busy being parents. He was a sheep farmer, but she has invited some guests for tea today. She told her young girls that were still living at home that they could come too. Oh, they were so excited because that really would have been something to have the young girls attend tea. So come along with me as we get ready for the day. When I was hanging up my nightgown in Margaret Elizabeth's this morning, I couldn't help but notice the beautiful trim work and the embroidery on the nightgowns. You know, we have Irish help, and she's teaching Margaret Elizabeth how to do it. It's called white work. Isn't this beautiful? I love looking through the looking glass, and I can see the kitchen. Sometimes I see what the children are doing in there. I'm going to wash up real good today. I told Jonathan I'm so excited to have this tea gathering. I've invited some friends, and I want to get out special shoes. And also, I am just so excited because I have a bustle to wear. They're new in fashion. I have to iron it first. I have all the ingredients ready from the buttery. I have the tea bought, and I want to make the scones this morning so they're nice and fresh. I'm so happy that I have these flour sifters. Sometimes I have to sift the flour twice. I told Margaret Elizabeth that I was making scones in the shape of hearts, and we were both excited and giddy because we've never been to a tea where they've had heart-shaped scones. At the general store, Jonathan bought a barrel of flour, and the salesman was so nice he gave him the free biscuit cutter with the name of the company on top. I told the children that they could come for tea too, that they could bring out their books and read them, and they could bring out their dolls and have a little tea party with them. The children were so excited. I got up when the sun got up, and the day is long, so I'm just going to sit here in the sun and have a little break. I have that old table I'm going to put in the middle of the room, and I'm going to put the best dishes that I have, chips and all, on the table. It's still going to be wonderful. I've never been one to have a lot of glassware or porcelain in the home. Oh my goodness, not with all the boys that I've had and all the children coming and going. But look at this dish. This bowl is really pretty, isn't it? Do you see the bust of the woman's head in it? Jonathan's mother's friend gave us this lamp, and I don't know about it. I don't know about this big ball globe on it, but they say it's all the rage. I do like the base, though. I think it's pretty, but we'll keep it. I'm so excited when my friends come to show them my new magazines and my new book and to show them all the illustrations in them. They're so nice. Oh, and I can't wait to show them what I'm working on myself. I'm going to ask my friends if they know what this porcelain basket is that has the holes in it. Do you think it was for flowers? It's pretty, but I'm not sure what it was used for. We're ready to go, and I think I have remembered everything. Oh, the guests are arriving. I have to go now. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for watching. I had a lot of fun with this, and I hope to see you real soon.